In today's video, we are going to design this website using Figma. We're going to bring it to life using MidJourney AI, and then we're going to make it a functional website using Framer. Okay, so to start with, we're actually going to use ChatGPT, and I'll show you how I ended up with this nice hero image that we've got. So I found this image online. This is actually from Zelda, and I liked the style of this. So I just sent this to ChatGPT and I said, make a prompt for this. I will use it with MidJourney, and I want it similar, but as photorealistic, 8K as possible. Now we're using this stuff here because we want to get the highest possible detail out of it. Now ChatGPT gave me this here, which is a lone adventurer walking through a lush enchanted forest. Here it says, would you like me to add some camera lens details? So I said, yeah, give me the photography spec too. So it gave me this here, and then it asked, do you want a shortened MidJourney optimized version? Yes, that's exactly what we want. Here is our optimized prompt, and we're just going to take this and copy this. Now we'll copy and paste this into here, and then we'll click submit. So this here is what it's given us. Now this is quite cool. I mean, these are very detailed background images. They look quite real. They almost look photorealistic, but it didn't quite look unique enough for this concept that I had in my head. So I said, it's almost good, but I need it to be more of a fantasy world. Perhaps the sky is red or purple. And this here is exactly what we want. You see, it's generated these 4 images for us, and all of them, they're a lot more unique. They kind of convey this game world a lot better. So you can see this one, that one's really nice. But the one we're going to go with for the purpose of this video is this one here, because I have an idea about how it can kind of animate. So we can go down here, and then we're just going to press subtle upscale. And this is the image that it's generated us. You can see there's a lot of detail in here. Copy this, and we're going to bring this into Figma. So let's create a new frame, and then we'll go desktop. And then for this, I'm just going to choose MacBook Pro 14, and then we'll click on that. We'll paste our image in. Now let's just get that resized a little bit. Okay, so we have our concept now. Let's jazz it up. First thing we're going to do is we're going to make a very quick logo. Let's go with something like this. That's the name of this little character down here. So let's just make this 32 pixels. Realms of Dawn. So line height. We're just doing this quite rough because we just kind of want to get a concept together. You can follow along every step that I'm sort of doing here, or you can really make it your own. But Realms of Dawn, and you know what? Let's make a little sword icon. So we'll go like this. Turn this round. I'm always making these little silly logos. There we go. There's a sword, and you know what every sword needs? It needs a bloody point. So I'll click that and we'll drag that up. There's a sword. We'll select all of them, and then we'll make this a frame. And then we'll grab our frame tool, and then let's just make a frame around it. Let's actually go onto our main frame here, and then we'll give this a layout guide. So we'll go here, columns. We'll give it 12 columns, and we'll make sure the gutter is 16, and then margin, we'll just go like 64, 12 columns. And basically that's just going to help us keep organized. So the frame that we created here, let's give it a fill so we see what we're working with. And we're going to get this positioned just at the top. And let's give it a corner radius as well. Let's give it a full corner radius, just round those corners. We'll make a quick navigation. So if we just drag our logo font out there, we'll go features, make these 16. And then if we select all of these, we can go Shift and A, and we'll make that an auto layout. And then the gap between them, for now, let's just do something like 32. And what we'll do as well, if we actually click on our main frame here for our navigation, we can go Shift and A as well. We'll make that an auto layout, and then we'll make sure it's aligned in the center, and then we'll change the padding on top to just something like 8. If we click on our header, I'm actually going to change some things here. So I'm going to give it this gradient here, which is this color to this color, and you can see it's 90% opacity. And I'm going to give it a stroke as well of this color, and we'll make the weight of that 3, and we'll give it a background blur of 14. And then I'm just going to add some extra effects. So you can see I've added this inner shadow here, which just works at the bottom. I added this one at the top, which is very subtle as well. That's what it looks like. And then drop shadow, I've just added 2 of them to kind of give it a little bit of depth from the page. Decrease the gap of this to 32 just to bring that together. and we'll make sure that's centered on the page. I know I'm probably sprinting ahead with this design stuff, so if you're following along, do your best. If I miss some steps, I'm sorry. So we're going to add some text to our hero, and I'm going to paste in this here. This is our sort of hero message. So step into a world beyond the horizon. How bloody cool is that? So we'll center this. The font I've gone for this is Anton. And then we'll add in some subtext too. So we've got this here, and we're going to position this underneath. And this is more text about the game. Enter Ilaria, an expansive MMO RPG. Bloody love an RPG. We're also going to add in 2 buttons here. So these I've already actually made. Our first one is just a regular auto layout button. And you can see that we've got this background here of this color to this color. And it's got a stroke of this as well. And then the font within it is just our Belesia, and you can see I've taken the sword icon and just duplicated it out like that. Also, just for effect, I've kind of layered up this brush just sitting behind the button. I think that kind of helps differentiate it, ties it in with the sort of theme, and makes it pop out just a little bit more. And then here we have a secondary button which has less focus, and then that's using these colors here and a stroke of this here. Now if we go down here to our polygon tool, we'll make a shape, and we're going to change the count of this to 4. This sort of square diamond sort of shape, and it means that we can resize it like that. So let's go something like this. We'll duplicate that, and then we'll shrink this one down inside it like that. And then if we select both of them, we can go up here to subtract. Now what I'll do, I'm going to duplicate this out, and I'm going to turn this on its side. Duplicate this out, turn that on its side, and we'll select both of them. We'll resize these down. This is all completely up to you. I'm just playing around at this stage. I feel like it's the little touches like this that really make a design your own, so play around with it. Let's take out this sort of paint stroke shape that we have. This is just a vector shape, and I'm going to drag that out. Put that somewhere like this, and then we'll choose just like a darker color. I kind of think that for whatever reason this just does a good job of kind of framing the scene. And if you want to get these exact paint strokes, I don't know where I got them from, but if you want the Figma file, you can sign up to the Patreon, and then I have all my design files there. Or you could just build it yourself using the free tutorial that is this video. Last thing to add in is these 2 call to actions. Now these are just more images that I generated using MidJourney, and then these shapes here that the images are contained in, you can see this kind of grunge background. So basically this is just a rectangle with some of these strokes just kind of positioned all around the side of it, and then I've selected all of them, and then I've gone up here and then done union, and then you can just apply a background image to it like I've done there. I know this is a very simple website design, but this is just to show some examples of techniques that you can use to get a concept very quickly, whether that's for a client, for yourself, just for exploring, just for practicing design. Using this technique with AI stuff is so effective for just getting something cool and having fun with it. But we're going to take the design that we've just made in Figma, and we're going to head over to Framer and turn it into a functioning responsive website. So in Figma, we'll go down here to plugins, and we will search for the Figma to HTML to Framer plugin. You can just click copy to clipboard. We'll head over to Framer, and we can just paste this directly into here, and it's going to upload all the images, all the assets right over. You can see how quickly we've got our design over, but if you see that if we preview it, our design is not responsive yet. So we've got to do a few things here. We'll go into layers, and we're going to click on layout, and basically we're just going to go through this sort of step by step and adjust a few things. Now I'm not going to go into this too much in this video, but if you want a full breakdown of how we kind of adapt it so it's fully responsive, I have a full YouTube video explaining that process that you can watch in the description. And just as the last little finishing touch on this website, let's actually change our background image, which is this one here. We're going to animate it. So let's go here down to animate image, and we'll click animate manually. And basically we want to keep all this the same, but we want to select this one here, which is loop. And then we're going to paste in this here. So this is just saying animate this still image into a seamless loop. Keep the camera completely static, no zooming, no panning. You can see we've got a start frame, an end frame, and motion is set to low. And these 4 videos is what it's given us. We're going to go with this one here. You can see our character is subtly moving. And so applying our finishing touches in Framer, you can see our website is now responsive, and we can add in some animations and really bring this to life. If you guys followed along, hopefully you're able to get something out of this video, maybe learning some new techniques, creating it for yourself, or simply just enjoyed watching. If you did, please hit the like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this. I'll catch you guys in another video very soon.